Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is how to do a sounding reading on a bathymetric box. So this is a small bathymetric box. It's got the ID letter E on it, so that indicates to us that, or the teacher, that all the boxes with the letter E on it are the same, so we make sure the students write down letter E for their box. Each one of these boxes has a single main feature on the seafloor that the students are supposed to identify, and they're not supposed to look at it before they do the graphing. They do the graphing first so that they can form a hypothesis based on a single row, and then once they've done the additional rows, they should be more confident about whether or not their hypothesis was right, and then they'll be able to infer what is the feature on the seafloor, open it up, and then confirm whether their inference was correct. So they're making observations with their measurements of depth. So those are quantitative observations, and they should also be making some sort of qualitative assessment as they go along, sort of indicating, okay, I noticed that it is getting higher or lower or something like that. We're going to do this pretty simply today. So we use a small wooden dowel to take our sounding measurements. So this is representing sonar. So the depth will help us determine what the color is that we're going to draw on the map here. So this is sort of a topographic map of the seafloor. Now we could do it in half-centimeter intervals, but for simplicity's purposes today, I'm going to do it in 1 centimeter intervals. The depth of this box is no more than 4 centimeters, so our deepest would be between 0 and actually, you got to think of bathymetry as the opposite, because 0 is sea level up here at the surface. So 0 would be at the top, and then 0 to 1 depth is our most shallow, 1 to 2 is our next measurement, 2 to 3, and then 3 to 4. Okay, so I've chosen 4 colors that I'm going to color my my little dowel. And these dowels, I usually pick these small ones up at Michael's because they've got a section that has like some little mini dowels that are really sturdy, and they come in packs of like 200 or something that I'll never use. So I'm going to color the let's see here. So 0 to 1 is going to be our most shallow depth. So I'm going to color that region yellow, and I'll color that all the way around yellow for that 1st centimeter. And I like using yellow because it's the sun, and that's our photic zone. Our most lit region is up at the top, and that helps reinforce some things too. Next lit region is going to be the 1 to 2 range, so I'm going to color that green. So if I was being much better about this, maybe I should draw a line there and a line there, and that might make sure that my colors aren't going out of bounds. I'm doing this kind of quickly. Alright, and then next is going to be blue. We're getting, depending on, you know, what we're looking at, we're getting possibly into the aphotic or dysphotic zone, the midnight zone, as your kids like to say. So there's photic, dysphotic, and aphotic, or the lit zone, twilight zone, and then the midnight zone. All right, and then purple's going to be my deepest layer here, if I can get the purple lid open. There we go. So if we go all the way down into the 4 centimeter range, we are going to be pretty dark. All right, and let me clean this up a little bit now. All right. So I have my markers out for my 4 colors, and the graphing will be done on this sheet of paper, so I'm also going to draw in on this is my color key, so the 0 to 1 was yellow, the 1 to 2 range between 1 and 2 was green, my 2 to 3 range is blue, and then 3 to 4 is purple. Okay. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose just 4 rows because my graph is 4 lines of latitude. So these horizontals are latitude and these verticals are longitude. So we are looking at an aerial view of this map, just like in topography. So I am going to do, actually for this one, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of holes, I'm going to choose the 4 most central lines of latitude so I can get the main feature. So now remember, over here, this is the shoreline, so this is 0, so this would be our number 1 measurement, our first measurement here, and 1, 1. So that goes down to the purple here. So I'm going to color that first box in purple. Right there. Move to the next one. Next one's also in purple. A lot of deep space here. More purple. Feel like I'm looking at an abyssal plane. Oh, I got some resistance there, and that resistance gives me right between the yellow and the green, so I'm going to go with the green there. Wow, that went from really deep to really up high really quick. That's interesting. So again, I'm making sort of qualitative observations on the way. Oh my goodness, it got really deep again. So now it's back down to purple. Wow, it got really shallow, then really deep. I wonder if that's like a ridge or something. Oh, it's getting more shallow again, but this is, I don't know, that one's like maybe in the blue shallow, not quite the green. And what's here? Whoops. I feel like I'm hitting something there, so it's going to be in the blue again. And then back down to deep. Wow. Down to deep purple. And then my last one is sort of purple, sort of blue maybe. Let's see, so I only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only had 9. So gosh. I don't know, if I'm trying to make a hypothesis based on the first row, I feel like there was a ridge there, but it dropped down really quickly again. So maybe there's a trench, and maybe we're looking at, I don't know that that's necessarily a continental shelf because it didn't get super shallow, it just got a little bit shallower. So maybe, since we've got some ups and downs here, maybe we're looking at the mid-ocean ridges, since we've got really high peak and then maybe another peak after, with a trench in between. So let's try second row. So again, purple, so very deep. Next one, purple. You notice once you get started on this, it goes really quickly. All right, blue. So that got a little bit more shallower quicker than that. Ooh, yellow. Oh man. Oh, and now really deep again, back down to purple. And it's green, so it's gotten higher again. And then, oh, it's still high, it's another green. And then down to purple again.